Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video, I want to talk about the top 8 quotes that I love. I love quotes because they allow me to push through hard things, things I don't want to do, or things I'm really scared of doing, and I go, oh my god, how am I going to do them? Then I say the quote in my head 2, 3 times, and I go, okay, I'll do it. And I'm going to rank each of them, and the rank's going to be based on how often do I think about them, how much it resonates with me, and did it blow my mind? Let's get started. The first one: before you get good at something, you need to be a little bit shit at it. I'll say it again. Before you get good at something, you need to be a little bit shit at it. What I mean by that is it's so hard for a lot of people to take the lead, to jump and start, similar to me too. But I believe it's so much easier once you take it as a given that, okay, I'm gonna fail at first. I'm gonna be terrible at it, but you keep going, keep pushing. That way you're not scared and you don't think about should I do it. You just do it. And then you get better and get better because nobody's gonna on the first day be able to do anything they want. But if you keep pushing, you will get good at it. But you have to start bad. If you already start good, you're not going to try. I'll put this at number 7. The reason because it is a little obvious. And it's also a little bit too long. That's why I don't think about it a lot. The second one: when the pressure is on, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to your greatest level of preparation. I'll say it again. When the pressure is on, you don't rise to the occasion. You fall to your greatest level of preparation. What I mean by that a lot, but I mean why this is important is because it talks about practice.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game, not a game, not a game. We talking about practice.
Well, so many athletes, so many comedians can say a joke in front of so many people, or score a goal, or shoot a basketball because they've done it 10,000 times before. But it's just doing it so many times that if the World Cup final, or the Super Bowl, or the NBA finals, you can always rise to the occasion because you have practiced, because you're so prepared that you don't get scared, you don't get psyched out, you can do it. I put it at number 5 because it is really cool and it blows my mind when I heard it, but it was pretty obvious. The third one: experience over resume. You need the right courses in the college of experience. Experience over resume. You need the right courses in the college of experience. These were written by the youngest CEO of a Fortune 500 company. He was talking about how most people want to look cooler on the resume, look better. But you look at the job you want. He wanted to be CEO of a Fortune 500 company. And then you look at what does that CEO need before to get that position. And that's all the positions he did. He managed people. He looked at sales, marketing, growth. Those all things, because those are the experiences you need to become one. Because obviously it's cool to have a cool resume, but you need the main experiences that a CEO needs to become one. That is why it's so important. I put it at number 6 because I don't think about that a lot, because it's one long and also it's more of a long-term view, so that's why I don't think about it a lot. I'll also put it at number 6. The next one: you need to be an exception to later become exceptional. I'll say it again. You need to be an exception to later become exceptional. This blew my mind. I was like, whew. Because I always used to think, why are the same people that are casted out of society say that, why you do this? Why don't you conform? Those same people, when they get rich, famous, popular, the same people ask the same questions that say, how are you able to do the impossible? How are you able to do what nobody else did? Because they were an exception. I say this quote all the time when I'm in the gym, doing legs, doing anything. that I don't want to run my fastest mile, always say, Ron, you need to be an exception to later become exceptional. That's why I put it at number one, because I say it once a day for sure, every single time. When I don't have what I want, when I do things other people are not doing, when I say no to my friends, every single time I say the same thing over and over again. You need to be an exception to later become exceptional. The next one, hard times make tough men. Tough men make easy times. Easy times make weak men. Weak men make hard times. This quote was so valuable to me because I was able to know what creates mentally tough people. Because I always used to think, I want to be fearless. I want to be the guy who can do the impossible. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to be not afraid of anything, mentally tougher. And I didn't know the answer. But when I read this quote, I realized tough experiences and tough times are what's going to make someone tougher, going to make someone stronger, fearless, mentally strong. And that was so important. The reason why I'm going to give it a rating at the last, and I know a lot of people might be shocked. The reason why is, one, it's too long. Two, I don't think about it because it's a long-term view. I'm making tough choices, but I'm not thinking every day, how can I make my life tougher? Because I want to get mentally tougher. That's why I do things in a long-term view that are tough or hard things. But I don't do it in a short time. That's why I rate it pretty low. The next one. There are few opportunities where you get to do what you say. Don't miss them. There are few opportunities where you get to do what you say. Don't miss them. Can you guess who wrote that? If you guess me, you're right. I was suddenly thinking of this because I think I was doing... I always told my sister I got her back. And when hard decisions happened or something happened, I always used to think, what do I do? And that always came to my brain, that I said it. Let's mean it. But people don't realize how few opportunities you get. For example, everyone tells their friends, I got your back. I always got your back. How many times does your friend need your help? How many times? Maybe once in their whole lifetime. And if you don't have their back then, they'll always believe you never have their back. That is the main point, is that you want to do it because you're going to get once or twice where you say something and actually happens and you have to predict it. That's why whenever I say something, an opportunity arises, I always do it. If I say I want to get better, or I say I'm someone who's active, I'll always go and do it. I have my sister's back. I want to always spend money the most on my parents. And that's why it's always that. You always do what you say you're going to do. Or whatever you say. And I rank it number 2 because I always think about that. Because I always say I cannot miss the opportunity to keep my word. Because your word is the most valuable thing you have. The next one. Learning instead of earning in your 20s. This was said by Alex Hermosi. This quote has literally changed my 20s. Because I always used to think, what do I do? How do I get better? How do I get better? But I used to always go for the person that used to pay the most. The internship that had the most salary. The place where I can earn the most. But I never thought about, am I learning anything there? That didn't even occur. When I heard that quote, I went, okay, let me reverse track. Let me see what the things I can do that I can learn instead of just earning. This allowed me to take the step of dropping an internship that was paying the most and had amazing benefits and all of that, because I always say that I'm always someone that is pushing to learn. So that's why I had to take that step of thinking about that internship that had the most dollar. I was not learning anything. Rather just learn on my own or learn on the job that pays a little less, because learning is the most valuable thing in your 20s. And that's why I rated number 3. the last quote. You can get more than you have because you can become more than you are. Or repeat it. You can get more than you have because you can become more than you are. This quote allows me not to get discouraged because I have these humongous goals, but I always think, am I going to be able to achieve it? Am I going to be able to do the impossible? But then when I read this quote, I went, okay, my present self may not be able to achieve these goals, and that's okay, but my future self will. And I'm going to equip my future self with those skills. That is why I'm always based on learning, getting, growing. You see those three codes that all simultaneously are together because they all affect each other. Yeah, that is why it's really important for me to learn these skills because I can think, okay, the goals I have right now that I want to achieve may be impossible for my current self, but not for my future self. And that's why I rated the only open spot number 4. And these were my 8 quotes. I really hope you liked it. Write down on the comment section which quote did you like the best, or is there any quotes you all think about? Also watch my previous 2 videos. One of the videos on my fat loss journey, part 1, and also on the 3 tips for beginners who are trying to get their health in order. And I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.